What is up, everybody? It is officially Red River Shootout time this week. We have waited for a little bit for this. It's been exactly a year and 2 days, I believe it is, from today. So we've got a lot to talk about. But first, we've had probably the most intense bye week. I've never been more thankful to be on a bye week in my entire life. There
Yeah,
were grenades
No
to
joke.
dodge everywhere last week. Let's start with the 11 a.m. game. Texas A&M, Mizzou. Uh, Connor Wegman is back. A&M fans did not seem so happy to see him back, but turned out pretty good. It went 18-22, 276 yards. No touchdown passes, but they had Moss had 3 touchdowns, Daniels 2 touchdowns for rushing. What'd you guys think of the Mizzou Texas A&M game?
I did think it was really funny. Their whole fan base was freaking out about Wegman getting the start before the game. And I mean, obviously they had to have had a reason. He was finally healthy and looks good all week or whatever. But man, they were melting down before the game. I mean, he played really well. Didn't throw any touchdowns, but man, he was executing really well on that offense. But I did not see that blowout coming.
No, I
No.
didn't either. That was one of my picks was Missouri to take that game, so that's unfortunate. Man, that Missouri offense, man. I mean, we've seen Texas A&M's defense be decent this year, but it's hard to tell what really happened there. It really felt like Missouri's offense just couldn't figure out how to get the ball down the field. Their wide receivers got no separation. It was really bizarre to watch, but that was just one of those games where you kind of sit back and you're like, all right, was Missouri that overrated, or is Texas A&M legitimate contenders in the SEC this year? So, I mean, only time will tell, I guess.
I think it already told. I'm pretty sure Missouri's overrated.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't look like they look like a one trick pony. Like what else
this
Yeah.
can they do?
this all came from a big hype in the preseason. Like everyone's talking about, oh, Mizzou, got to watch out for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, we saw good flashes, but I'll tell you, the one thing was A&M's defense looked really good to me. Like they were all over the place. Boy, they trolled the quarterback pretty hard with the whole Kyle Field isn't really that loud.
Yeah, I saw that.
That
Yeah,
was fun. But yeah, Mizzou was non-existent. 186 passing yards, total 68 running yards. Yeah, A&M's defense showed out. They had 6 sacks for the game. Mizzou is finished. Why they're ranked number 9 still, I have no idea. But they're I think they're moving. They'll take another 2 losses with ease coming
Yeah,
up soon. The way they played there.
what was
I
the whole
agree.
blanket thing that everybody kept talking about?
So apparently, I can't remember the guy's name. That he's a defender for the
Yeah,
for
one
the
of the
Aggies.
cornerbacks, right?
Somebody sent a blanket to was it Luther Burden and sent it to him the night before and said, "Go ahead and get used to this." Like basically, he's going to be covered all
Okay.
game. So he shows up in that A&M blanket he was given. Very, very poor choice. Now that's hindsight, but
Yeah,
I mean, you're wearing the other team's colors on the field before the game. It's not a good look.
Yeah. I kept seeing it all over the morning of, and I don't know, I didn't know what it was about. I know they call like one of their corners, like his nickname is Blanket or something like that, but I never knew what it was about. Okay.
A&M coming up Mississippi State this week, so I mean, they've got Mississippi State, South Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn. Very easy to run the table on their end. Boys, I've been thinking about this all week. It may be a 1-loss Aggie team versus an undefeated Texas team playing. We very well,
that'd be wild.
if we go there and lose that game, we very well may be playing the SEC championship, Texas A&M. How crazy would that be?
I would hate that so much.
Bro, I would be.
My anxiety levels would be ridiculous.
Imagine a back-to-back Texas A&M game. That would
it'd be wild.
crazy. It's on watch. Their schedule is favorable. They do have LSU in there also, but their schedule is favorable the way they've been playing. We'll see if they can continue that. But also, Wegman's got to figure out how to actually slide and stop taking hits. I mean, dude, you just came off a shoulder injury, and you're just diving into players. Yeah, let's use our head there. Anything else on Mizzou, Texas A&M?
No, I got
Cool.
nothing.
Well, I'm gonna move on to the Arkansas Cover Hogs, also known as the Arkansas came in and dominated Tennessee, 19-14. But that they made that offense look stupid. I don't know what Tennessee was doing. Tennessee is all hell's breaking loose in Tennessee land on Twitter. They want OU to hire back Heupel. I've seen quite a lot going on.
I saw a lot of comments about the coach's weight and like associating how they played compared to Heupel's weight.
There was a lot of weird observations across the board against all the coaches that lost. We'll get to another one later down the road. But yeah, it was Arkansas looked very good. Their defense looked very good. This was a similar game to a couple years ago when Texas went in there and played. That's Arkansas steps up for these games, especially at home, which is why I'm a little fearful when we go into Fayetteville.
I have to say, with as much crap as you gave me last year about being a fan of Penix,
hold on.
You are such a closet Arkansas.
You were but I'm calling for covers. I'm not calling for them to win. There was one time I called them for a win.
Even outside of covers, like in text messages or whatever, it's always like, you see what Arkansas is doing?
I'm just saying. Am I wrong?
No. Was I wrong about Penix?
Yeah, and they beat us. That's the problem. Okay. We will not lose to Arkansas. Okay. You can mark that down right now. We have finished business in Fayetteville. So yeah, Tennessee goes down. Nico, 17 for 29, 158 passing yards. Sampson was the only glimmer of hope with 138 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. But overall, Tennessee, it feels like Tennessee is viewed in the SEC like Texas was viewed in the Big 12. Like, okay, you got a good team, and then, you lose to Kansas. I don't know.
I came away from the game with the perspective of I thought Nico was going to be phenomenal, and I was really worried about him coming in and just being the best thing that we've seen in a while, the next Caleb Williams, just step on the field and great. And it was refreshing to see. He's a freshman. There's going to be a learning curve. I still think he's going to be a great player, but I don't think it's freak out time. They're still an awesome team. They just have some growing up to do.
I agree. It's crazy how much they turned on Heupel so fast. I was like, oh my God. Okay, so then next game, we'll go to this one. We'll touch on this one real quick. Number 10, Michigan. The rematch, as they call it, of the national championship game. Washington Huskies 27, Michigan 17. Michigan plummeted in the rankings. They don't deserve to even be ranked at this point. They are
24, 25?
They are, yeah, I think they're 23 now. But yeah, that was we were very wrong 2 different times at putting them in the top 10, and let's not make ourselves look like idiots by just dropping them all the way out real quick. But yeah, Toto came in at quarterback, had 98 yards. Orji had 15 yards. 113 total passing yards, 174 total rushing yards. Michigan sucks this year, and I don't know why they were getting such hype. Their defense is not good. Edwards, what do you know? 2 carries, 23 yards. Guy's non-existent.
It's disappeared.
Ollie Gordon, Donovan Edwards, gone. R.I.P. Their draft stock. Their draft stock is plummeting.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Dude, how do you go from he was Heisman talks last year, cover of college football, and just non-existent. It's wild.
Hey man, you know what that does for you? When you can't cheat and know what the play calls are, that's what happens.
Well,
I just
Did you
noticed
see did you see the Michigan assistant coach that's getting investigated now because he went
after
over
the
there
fan.
and was talking to the student and going after him. I don't remember exactly what he
yeah.
said, but he was basically like, "Shut up before I make you shut up" or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's like hey, when that's happening, you know it's bad. Like
Like, come on, dude.
I can't imagine what's said on the sidelines at Arkansas, Tennessee, all these. I actually know what's said in Arkansas, and it is not fun. So, I mean, to let that get in your head at that point when you're on the field,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's bad.
Was that a Michigan assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some kind of
Okay.
Michigan assistant.
I saw the video. I didn't realize what team it was.
Yeah. So yeah, Michigan loses again. Next, number 11, USC loses to Minnesota 24-17. USC, old Lincoln Riley boy, he just is in
MMO.
full. I did see on a message board that they are calling for Pete Carroll to come back next year. That's not a joke. I did see it. I mean, you never know. I guess. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Pete is more an NFL guy. Like he's the cool cat. I don't think he would fit. I don't know if it would work the way
Yeah. Come
it
tarnish
is
your
now.
image.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's already got an
Exactly.
image there.
Yeah. So, yep. USC loses. My boys, my ACC champion pick, SMU, beating Louisville 34-27. They look good, boys.
Dude, that offense does.
Big win.
Yeah. Jennings, 281 yards on passing. He had 113 yards rushing with a TD. I mean, SMU is looking good going through Louisville. Like that.
They snuck in. They snuck into the top 25, right?
Yep. I think so. I think they were
25?
25. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think so. Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've seen that.
Yeah.
Ponies are back.
Man, Pony's been back. I've said it since the beginning. Okay. Let's see. Next game. Okay. Next game would be the last game, the last big game of last week. Holy smokes, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beats Alabama 40-35. The team that jumped us. Oh my goodness. They beat Georgia after that second half. We said, I don't know if that deserves jumping after you just let Georgia come in and bring all the way back and you got to win it at the end of the game. And Vanderbilt, Pavia is a stud.
Yeah, he is. That guy's fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was a guy because I saw videos of the quarterback getting the face mask turned all the way around and just throws the ball. That's Pavia.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen those videos.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah, that's him. It was I think I don't remember what team it was when he was playing there, but yeah, he looks really good.
He was New Mexico State.
I think so. Yeah, and then dropping f-bombs left and right in the interview on live TV.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
First, God has a plan. God has a plan. God has a plan. We're getting effing turned. Vandy has been constructing their stadium for the last 10 years. Went backwards by tearing down the goalposts. That stadium will never get finished. Like it's just never going to happen.
Did you see that goalpost went almost 3 miles?
Yes.
To the river?
Yeah, they walked it all the way down Boardwalk. That's crazy. And then
after I saw that, I immediately checked how far our stadium is from the river. It's almost the exact same distance.
That's going to be quite a walk, dude.
Trek. Man.
Yeah. I watch the SEC shorts, and they have Vanderbilt walking with their goalposts and Arkansas walking and crossing paths. Well done. Well done. SEC shorts is getting good. I'm thoroughly all in on the Vandy Commodore that is on the SEC shorts. It's he just basically produced. He was the star of that entire one. He was every team in that. Milrow, 310 yards passing, 10 yards rushing. Screwed my parlay. Screw you, Milrow. Don't come screaming in the Auburn game again. Give me my Heisman, because no, second year in a row. Yeah, he is a more accurate passer this year. I will give him that. But it's the Jekyll and Hyde again, and that's Alabama right now. And if you ask Alabama fans what the problem was, it's because their head coach wears a T-shirt on the field that's untucked. That is why they lost the game.
They are mad about that shirt, man.
Yeah. And the fact that DeBoer allowed the defender who threw an absolute tempered tantrum at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He said he apologized after the game. Hey, bud, there's still repercussions. Do you think Saban would allow an apology? No, he wouldn't be allowed to speak at that point.
I feel like it's very Saban-esque. They're doing the exact. We're handling it in house and just keeping everything hush hush. I feel like that's the exact same Saban MO.
Yes, but he would get absolutely annihilated by Saban.
Right.
And
hopefully
probably
that's
suspended.
happening.
Yeah. Well, it's not as bad
see.
as Georgia.
Another arrest.
I mean, this is the new Florida Gators.
It's wild.
Wild. Every member of the team is just going to be wearing orange. You guys got anything?
Did y'all see that? Why am I drawing a blank on their quarterback right now? Carson Beck. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
That does not sound right now.
Yeah.
That video of him driving. He was driving some exotic car and like flying down the roads.
Oh no.
I think it was some type of like Ferrari or something. There's like it's the whole freaking team, dude.
Old Kirby. Yeah.
How long can it last?
What else did you guys take away from Vanderbilt, Alabama?
Their defense looks soft, man. All the way around. Run the ball, like they couldn't stop it up the center, like repeatedly the same little shovel pass. Like they just looked soft up the center. The cornerbacks weren't playing very well. It was shocking to see. Happy to see. I would love just to watch that all season long, but you don't ever expect soft defense from Alabama, even though there's a whole coaching change. That's who they're known to be. It's surprising.
You just felt like they were going to wake up at some point. That's just the feeling it had in that game. And, I mean, it's been 6 straight quarters for that defense. It's just been gashed. That second half of that Georgia game and then pretty much this entire game versus Vanderbilt, they really took it to them, especially on the ground. I mean, just seeing a Alabama team getting out physical at the line is not something you're used to seeing at all in that Saban era. And they kind of got pushed around a little bit by Vanderbilt, which is not a sentence I ever thought I would say in my lifetime.
Scored a little early. They clearly let him in. You can't run that in at that point. Like you gotta sit down on the 1 yard line. But also even at that point, just had that feeling like, okay, this is gonna happen because Vanderbilt's defense played really well that game, and they just shut up Milroe again. Bonkers, dude. Bonkers weekend. 1, 4, 9, 10, and 11 all go down in that week. Thank God we had a bye week.
It was wild. Dude, I do want to that. It just popped back into my head. That 4th and 1 call that they went for and threw the touchdown pass. Was the best play of the entire weekend.
That pass was incredible. The second that happened, I was like, "Oh, we got a shot here, boys! Like this is gonna."
Dude,
happen.
The pass. Like I could have sworn the pass was overthrown, and like at the last second, he like lunges and somehow caught that. Like I was freaking out after that. I was like, "How is this happening?"
Yeah, it was very, very interesting with that. Anything else from this past week that you guys are? Oh yes,
Miami
the Miami Cal game.
Yeah.
Miami Cal game. Number one, I can't. I'm too old for West Coast games anymore. Like I can't do it. I was passed out by that point. That it was way too much from A&M. I had no intention. I was like, okay, I'm gonna enjoy the bye week. I'm just gonna relax, and I just sat on the couch, watched A&M, and then actually got up and did some stuff, and then I sat back down, and all hell was breaking loose. Like A&M game by the end of the night felt like it was 2 days ago. Right. Like it was a crazy day.
Yeah, I went from hoping to watch Mizzou for a little while beat A&M. That didn't happen, and then all of a sudden I'm like laying there at 1:30, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap! Like 1:30 a.m. and the games
Yeah.
are just wrapping up. This is wild.
Oh, I know. You missed the tea time almost.
Oh, for disc golf?
Disc golf, dude. Yeah.
What do you mean I missed the tea time?
Well, you almost did. You said what? Didn't you say you were up till like 4 a.m.?
No, I was up to like 2.
Oh, okay. Okay. Still,
Yeah.
no. Did we ever talk about? We talked about that bet on here. Yeah. FYI, the disc golf, regular golf, what's harder is just wrong. I shot a 23 over.
Yeah.
Like no, it's just
It
not
doesn't
happening.
compare. It doesn't compare.
No,
at all.
it's not close. Like I could shave
Yeah.
5-6 off easily. So yeah, let you know, disc golf far less superior than golf. Just letting you know right now. Fight me in the comments. I don't care because I've been fighting OU fans.
He's got his
in the
stank face
YouTube
on, but he had a
comments.
good time.
Oh, I had a blast, except for yesterday. I got called up for a softball game, doubleheader. They needed a guy. Show up. I threw the first softball to warm up, and this entire side just ached. Like my whole body just went, ah. Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to actually the muscles completely working different there. Okay, anything else? Oh, Miami. Back to that. They got bailed out again.
Yeah, that targeting call at the end of the game. I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't know, man. I don't know how that's not a targeting. It's like
was that the targeting call where the two players both like ran into the offensive player at the same time? I'm lost in how.
No, it was a different one.
No, it was a different one. There was one at the very end. It would have, yeah, that was at the Alabama game. It would have moved the chains for them, and they most likely would have just knelt the ball and ended it at that point. They may would have gotten the ball back with like 10 seconds left. But yeah, very questionable call when they go to replay, and all the commentators and pretty much everybody, the rules analysts, were like, "Yeah, this is targeting," and then all of a sudden the refs get out there and they pick it up and say no targeting. They got to punt the ball to Miami, and then Miami drives down the field, gets the late win again
with an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Michael Irvin's just on the sideline handing cash out.
Bro, it's absurd. Like SMU, everybody is going to absolutely demolish. Like, no, Miami doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. No,
not with the way they keep struggling every single week.
Yeah,
right. Okay. Anything else from this past week? Because we got kind of a big week coming up.
Just a little bit. I mean, I feel like we could keep talking about last week's drama for a while.
We can.
Let's move on to what's ahead.
It is. It's time. It is the Red River Shootout. Texas. Number 1 again. Texas playing Oklahoma, number 18. Oklahoma 4-1. Texas 5-0. The only undefeated SEC team. I'm going to let you boys give your thoughts on this because I don't want to take away from y'all stuff. So I'm going to let you have it first. But first, I'm going to give you. Actually, no. I'm going to let you guys go first, and then I'll follow up. Go ahead.
Just on our thoughts on the game, or what are we talking
let's talk about thoughts on the game in general. Your key play or your keys to the game. What are your thoughts on this game coming up?
I mean, I agree a lot with the projection of the game. I think Texas should be a heavy favorite. Obviously, it's always a wild game. You can throw it out plenty of times, but this time I'm really confident that we are a lot better team. I'm confident in Quinn. So I do think it's going to be pretty heavily Texas. Real question mark to the game is how well we can stop them, their quarterback from scrambling. Can we really contain and not have young guys like Simmons make mistakes of being too aggressive and allowing openings on the side for him to escape through? But outside of that, I mean, I think Texas is going to dominate this game. I know I already looked at some of the scoring predictions. I had a really hard time predicting the score on it. I just can't tell if Texas is just going to full throttle and just really send this thing, or if it is going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Everybody keeps hyping up the Oklahoma defense, and I don't see it. I know they played well, but I don't see what people are talking about. So I won't keep taking all the talking points.
No, I don't care. I've got so
You're good.
many. That's why I was like, I'm gonna let you guys go with whatever, because I can go anywhere with this.
Yeah, I'm
Go ahead.
excited to see Quinn back, obviously. Seeing Quinn back, seeing how he responds. It's going to be big, man. If Quinn comes in and we have 2 3 and outs or something along that line, you're going to feel that heat quick, man. That crowd's going to get antsy really, really quick if Quinn's not able to go in there and be effective. I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm just saying that's how the fan base is right now with Arch, nipping on Quinn's heels. So I'm anxious to see how our offense moves against that Oklahoma defense. That's really the only bright spot for that team this year. Their offense has struggled throughout the entire year, but their defense has looked decent in some games. The Auburn game basically won them that game. So that's going to be interesting to see. I just want to really be able to establish a run game. That's the biggest thing. We've always seen in the past for Texas OU, whoever rushes the ball better wins the game. It's just, if you look at the stats over the years, it's usually how it falls. So, but yeah, my biggest thing is what's going to happen with Quinn. How's Quinn going to look, and how is he going to handle the pressure being in that game? And it's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
So, a little bit of trivia here. Last time number 1 Texas was playing in the Red River, Mac Brown was the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma. Let that sink in for a little bit. Okay. Or sorry, offensive coordinator, not defensive. Offensive coordinator for Oklahoma. Look it up.
I thought it was longer ago than that.
No.
What year?
84.
Okay.
84.
That's right.
Okay.
For some reason, I had 64 in my head. I was like, there's no way he was there.
64. Good Lord.
84. That's right.
Number 2 fun fact that CJ Vogel posted. There are 2 skill players, running back, wide receiver, tight end, 2 players on both sides of the ball that have ever played a snap, or that played a snap last year in the Texas OU game. Gavin Sawchuk and Gunnar Helm are the only 2 people that touched the ball last year in the 2023 Red River Shootout. Blows your mind a little bit. When I saw that fact. No, he's not. That's what I said. Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends.
That's crazy.
Skill players. How bonkers is that? Because I was like, wait, blue? No, didn't touch the ball.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. Who was it last year? Who were your running backs last year?
Well, yeah, they're gone this year.
Roshan? Yeah. Or not Roshan. Brooks and Baxter.
Brooks and Baxter carried the load.
Yeah, there wasn't any cleanup time for like Jonte Cooker or DeAndre Moore to get in there.
And there's only one other skill player, which I don't remember his name, is on the OU side, that has ever played in the OU Texas game.
Dang, that's crazy.
Touching the ball.
Say that again? Oh, touching the ball.
I was waiting for it. trying to. But yeah.
Well,
so
that's crazy.
The reason I bring that up, that's a lot of never experienced this before. And Sark has said it. Sark has played in the Iron Bowl or coached in the Iron Bowl. He's been a part of a lot of different rivalries. He said this is by far the best rivalry there is. Yes, when both these teams play, it is, you can throw stats and everything out the window. Okay. So for me, the key, when you talked about Quinn coming out, maybe going 2, 3 and outs, I don't care. That is actually like, if that happens, I still have confidence in Quinn. If Quinn comes out on the first drive and scores, it's over. Like, you can go ahead and lock that up. If he comes out in the first drive, it's going to be 49-0 like it was 2 years ago. That's going to be one big key to how much we beat OU by. Like, that's the first key. Running is going to be the key also. But honestly, the way I see this going, worst case scenario, because so I tried to be the better man and go listen to some OU podcasts. Let's see what they had to say. They talked more about, there was one that talked about Texas has downgraded at wide receiver and called, they said we have a wide receiver trio. Do you watch these games that we're actually playing? Do you
Stack 'em
know
up.
who we have? No, because it's number one, that's not true. Number two, they all they can talk about is OU's defense. When they get to the offensive side and talking about OU's offense, they can't. They're like,
I
well,
mean,
we hope.
technically it's true. You're talking about 3 starters in the NFL right
Well, okay, but what I'm saying is
now.
they are hanging their hat only on their defense. That is the only thing.
Yeah.
When they get to the offensive part, they're like, well, we hope Hawkins does what we think he's going to do, and they're crowning him better than any. They were said they would take Hawkins over any of the 2 quarterbacks that played in the 2022 Red River, which that's kind of wild to me also. They're that's what that I look at. I'm not on an OU podcast.
Over Gabriel?
Yes, that's what.
Wait, isn't 2022
when they got blown out? When they got blown out,
Oh.
yes.
I mean,
yes.
yeah. They didn't score a single point.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. Is they're making up like random facts, and they can't do it. Like the fact that they're saying the defense is downgraded, which I could understand that one a little bit. The wide receiver, absolutely not. No, that's not going to happen. Our defense running game is going to be the key to this game.
Yes.
That is something that I saw against Mississippi State. That is just, it was like, oh, we're letting them run all over us right now. Tackling was sloppy. So number one, that's going to be the big key. Or actually, it'd be number 2 because I already gave my number 1 with Quinn. But those are my 2 big factors in the game. The only worst case scenario I see is it being a 10-7 ball game at halftime. But Texas is going to wear this defense out so much by the end of the game. It's going to be 95 degrees. It's going to be hot.
I have that written down as one of my keys to the game. Is like how much does it play in that this game's at 2:30? The heat, the fans, all of it. Like
fans are going to be hammered. You got 3 more drinking hours. The fans are going to be ruthless. I'm glad I'm not going this year because it's going to be a bloodbath after the game. Whoever wins.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But that's how I see it going.
I like it. I was I'm going to call somebody out, not specifically. I was watching the SEC Unfiltered podcast earlier today. I don't know the guy's name. But they were doing their picks at the end, and I don't know if he just wanted to like pick a dog or he just wanted to have a hot take, but he ended up picking Oklahoma to win 17-14. And I thought that was the wildest take. Like, okay, if you're going to say Oklahoma's going to win, you can have that pick if you want to have it. But to say they're going to hold Texas offense to 14 points,
yeah,
I thought was so wild and the dumbest take I've heard of.
To be fair, that is the only way that OU is going to win this game.
Yeah.
However, holding this offense to that score is going to be a very tall task. And your defense is not that freaking good. Might I remind you, won 16-12 against Houston, a team that didn't score for 2 weeks. So let's calm down on we have an elite defense. We're about to find out right now. So buckle up. They're saying, oh, Texas hasn't seen a defense like this. Well, yeah, actually, their front 7, we've already faced a front 7 that's better than OU's front. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I can't wait. This is going to be, normally I'm going into this game. Actually, I'm going to hold off because I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for our predictions.
Okay.
You guys have anything else on the Texas OU game? And we'll go into some of the games that are coming up after that.
I mean, I could go off about just how much of a hole I feel like we're going to – dude, I'm so amped about this game. The off week that both teams have before it's coming up, the way that we looked slouchy before, like against the Mississippi State game, and like just the tune-up that our coaches had to have been giving these guys, like getting on them about not like tackling and all that. I'm so ready to come out and just pop helmets and stomp them into the dirt. So I don't think this game is going to be close at all this year. You can say that, like people that always say, like, "Oh, you never know, it's just going to be really close. It's always a fight." Like, dude, this year we're not going to skunk them, but we're going to beat the crap out of them. So I'm excited.
I will say, talking about this last week, being on the bye week, nothing better could have happened with that happening because Sark on Monday, I guarantee you, was just showing them score after score from upset after upset. Like there was nothing better. Sark did say in his press conference that the defense, like Venable, has tricks up his sleeve. He said he's very good at scheming on defense, and that's the one thing he's worried about, which is fine. We're going to adjust to whatever he brings us at this point. He knows what he did last year, and he's going to come up with a similar game plan to scheme up. But we have a lot more weapons this year. Like the running game, not so much right now, but the amount of weapons we have on offense is crazy. Like I can see, I'm going to make a prediction right now. There will be one play where Quinn and Arch are on the field at the same time.
That'd be cool.
Talk about trying to figure out how to defend that. I have no idea if that actually happens. Like, I wish there was a bet on that.
I wonder what the odds are on that.
Yeah. Can you imagine Quinn?
Both of
Arch?
their quarterbacks are injured on the same play.
Can you imagine, like, it's a flea flicker to Arch, and Arch passes back to Quinn for a touchdown?
I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all.
All right, fine. We'll put Trey Owens in then. Fine. No, look at that's my one hot take for the game.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about some of the other games coming up. 11 a.m. games. What 11 a.m. games do you guys like? Now there's a decent matchup now.
Sorry, there's one last final comment.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm really excited about watching. Well, like not excited for, but excited to watch Brennan Thompson, considering he's basically their only wide receiver option after he left Texas to go to OU. I really am excited to just watch him get shut down. So
they are clowning Jonte Cook though too.
They are. I haven't seen this.
Well, because there's a video that has surfaced of him visiting Texas and looking at all of the trophies in the stadium.
Yeah,
the swim trophies. Yeah, they're okay.
And he still chose Texas over OU. So
go make a T-shirt after we beat your ass.
Yeah.
All right. 11 a.m. games. What do you guys like?
I'll take the obvious South Carolina, Alabama. Let's see how
Close
Bama
game.
responds.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? You never know what's going to happen. I mean, South Carolina's looked good at times this season. It looked really bad at times this season. But Alabama back at home just has that feel that Alabama gets their butt chewed out the entire week and they respond. But it's still going to be interesting to see. South Carolina's more than capable of going toe-to-toe with them like they have with a couple other teams this week. But I'd say for 11 a.m. game, I'm going to pop that one on first.
I'll definitely be watching that.
Yeah. They I'm pretty sure South Carolina has just been the whipping boy of playing a team after they played Ole Miss. They played Ole Miss after they lost Kentucky, and now they're coming in to play Alabama after they lose.
Yeah, that's tough, dude.
That's fun.
That game. Yeah. In that morning slot, still, I don't know. I would have to debate between Washington and Iowa or Georgia Tech and North Carolina. Probably.
What do you know? You went back to Washington. I had to get that jab in there. Yeah.
Okay. Like I was saying, I'll probably end up watching the North Carolina Georgia Tech or checking in on that game just because vested interest in Mac Brown. I want to see if he's righting the ship after getting destroyed a couple weeks ago. And Georgia Tech's still been fun to watch this season. So
I'm interested in the Rutgers-Wisconsin game. Rutgers has been playing decent football. Wisconsin coming off a big win. Like it's Rutgers is favored by 2.5, but I think that'll be actually a decent Big Ten game to watch. And then you also got Buffalo-Toledo. Toledo favored by 9.5 over Buffalo, who beat NIU, who beat Notre Dame. So there's that fun fact. But yeah, that's 11 o'clock is going to be like that. That is quite the just small appetizer. Like that's salad for what's going to happen in the 2:30 slots. 2:30 slots. What games you got there? 2:33, 4 right in there.
And Texas goes without saying.
Yeah, we're
That's
skipping
the
that one.
only thing that we're going to be watching.
Yeah, that's true.
Who else is? I mean, if y'all have one, I'm still.
You know what's crazy? Like 3 weeks ago, we were like, "Oh my god, this slate of games is going to be like it's just going to be game after game after game," and now they all like lost within the last couple
got
weeks.
a different feel.
Yeah,
that Penn State USC game is going to be interesting. I mean, as a USC team that was just ranked up, in the top 12 there. I think they were 11th last week. More than capable of pushing Penn State, but I think it'll be a good game to see how good Penn State really is, because I feel like they're all the way up to 4th right now, and I just feel like nobody's really knows anything about this team at this point. They're flying underneath the radar completely. So I think this would be a good game to see, kind of gauge where Penn State stands right now, going cross country over to Southern California for that game too. So
yeah. I kept looking at that game when I was doing picks, and like I couldn't put my mind on it, how I felt about it. Penn State, I feel like is better, but USC trying to bounce back at home, the travel for Penn State, it could be interesting.
Yeah.
Who else do we have in that time slot? There's a lot of small.
BYU Arizona.
I have that one as
BYU Arizona looks interesting.
Yeah, so I'll take that one since you have that one. BYU looking really good. I mean, based off the way some of these SEC teams have played and all these losses, I think BYU should be ranked a little bit more, get a little more love there. It's basically them and K-State right now in the run in the Big 12 after Utah lost. I mean, Utah's still in it, I guess, but that's the front runners. So I think BYU runs away handily with this. If I were to pick this game, but I didn't. But I think BYU runs away pretty large in this game.
Yeah, BYU's looking good. I guess I'll pick in this time slot. I'm going to go with the Georgia-Mississippi State game. I think it'll be interesting just to watch them and see how Georgia plays Mississippi State, since we already have that game under our belts. And we have them coming up next week, so it'll be a good track for us.
Sure.
I don't think the game's going to be all that great, but be good.
Don't really care because there's only one game we'll be watching at that time slot. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll go night games. What night games you got?
I'm taking Ole Miss LSU. I love watching that game.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, in Death Valley, night game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough stadium for them to go into for sure.
I've got one game, but you'll go ahead, Jono.
I mean, I'll take the obvious here. I mean,
God,
I have to.
it.
You got to go with it. Number 2
Oh,
versus number
that
3.
one. Yeah, take that one. Yeah.
Number 2 versus number 3. Big game. Interesting to see. I feel like we still don't know a whole lot about Ohio State either. It's something about these Big Ten teams. I feel like they're just flying underneath the radar, and with how much chaos happened last week, now you have them sitting at 2 and 3. If you look at Ohio State's schedule, very favorable after this. If Ohio State wins this game, fully see them going undefeated the rest of the season. So, going into Eugene, Oregon, crowd's going to be ready. Game day is going to be there. It's going to be a fun game to see, kind of gauge both teams. Just feel like Ohio State's the better team right now. Oregon's still trying to figure some things out.
Yeah. Wait, I guess what you're going to pick.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you going to take the Vandy, Kentucky?
Absolutely. Look at Texas has got a tough schedule this year. Okay, everyone's been talking about this soft schedule. We've got OU, that's the softest one of the group, and then we've got Georgia, and then we got Vandy. Okay, so we're scouting out Vandy. Kentucky has played really well. Vandy coming off the hangover, a great win. taking down number one. Huge shout out to whoever the scoreboard guy is that played the Nick Saban clip after the game. That was big. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good game. Kentucky favored by 13.5, but
do you think they've had that like queued up for like whenever they do get like some win, we're going to play this, or like
that clip wasn't that long ago. Like it was only like 2 weeks ago.
I know, but like I don't know. Did they really like have that already like queued up? Like if we do pull off this upset, let's play this. Or, like,
oh no, that was a
like,
fourth quarter decision.
Yeah,
that was a fourth quarter decision. For sure. Yeah, you don't go into that game going, "We're going to But yeah, I'm excited about that game. We do have. We went and tallied up. So off the record, we went and had our own picks for last week. And I came out 3-0. I had, dang it, now I'm going to forget it. I had Nebraska, I had Wisconsin, and I had Texas Tech. All three covering. Texas Tech was plus 6.5. Don't give me that look because me and Jono were going through all this. Okay, so you look like Seth. You look like you're like.
No, I completely forgot that we did that. And like when I got on the sheet earlier today, I was like, these picks are from 2 weeks ago. What are we doing?
Yeah, no, we went through it. Seth, you had Clemson, Indiana, I believe it was. I think you went 2-1.
Yeah, I did.
It was Indiana, Clemson, and Michigan.
Okay. And then poor Jono.
Yes.
You had Mizzou.
As Mizzou.
Mizzou, you had USC.
I had USC. That's a tough one too. And I had Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Okay.
I had Ole Miss. So I got one.
1 for 2.
I got one.
So that brings the standings now. Jono's at 6-12. Seth is at 9-9, and I'm at 10-7-1. The tie. That's more impressive than anything. Let's pick the game with a tie. So with that being said, let's jump into our picks of the week. I think after this week, we are expanding this to 5 games. Screw it. Make it harder. We can pick some more obscure games.
Did you just delete your picks off of here?
No, I didn't. They're right there.
Oh, no, Jono.
Oh, Jono did.
I thought they were there a minute ago.
He didn't ever put them on.
I didn't have any picks.
Yeah, I didn't put them on here. It's 2 weeks.
I didn't put them on there.
Look, I'm gonna start finding you if you don't put it on the rundown sheet. Okay. All right. So, Jono, Mr. Curiosity, you go, and I'll type
sneaky
what your picks are.
All right, I'm taking number 11, Iowa State. They're a 3-point favorite over West Virginia. I'm going to take them to cover that. That is my first pick. My second pick is Texas to cover against Oklahoma. God, please give me. I need one. Come on, man. Come on. I need one, man. I need one.
14.5.
Give me that one. 14.5. And
Okay.
then I got Tennessee with a bounce back game at home. They're 15.5-point favorites. I think they take it to Florida, figure some things out this week after a humbling loss to TJ's Arkansas Razorbacks.
That's right. The cover hogs. Can you imagine if they lose to Florida? Oh my God. They're absolutely for the record, if you lose back to back like that, we get UT back. Petition starts immediately. All right, Seth, what you got?
Spreads on these games were wild.
I know.
This week.
I know.
I kept looking at them like, oh, that'll be a good game. They're like, what, 20-point spread? I'm not touching that. So, my picks, I'm going to go BYU -4 over Arizona. We already talked about it earlier.
That was one that I wanted, yeah.
Yeah, I was happy to get on there before you.
Yeah.
UCF -3 over Cincy. That one could be a close game, but, I mean, a -3 spread.
Bounce back
UCF's
after a butt whooping.
So, yeah. I mean, Cincy's not that good this year, though, so I'm pretty comfortable with it. And then last one, I got Mississippi State +34 against Georgia. Looking at Georgia's record so far, I mean, they're not just like stacking the points that high. So
Hold on here,
think
bud.
Mississippi State will do it.
I'm just going to tell you right now, it's 33.5. It's not 34. So I'm not allowing. I'm allowing it. But we're changing that to 33.5. Okay.
When I pulled it off at ESPN earlier, it was
ESPN
34.
right now shows 33.5. Okay.
You should have locked. You should have checked earlier, man. I was at 34.
I don't think so. No, we're going by the book here. Okay. Actually, you know what? I can see. I can hold on. I can see what it started at. So you hold on right now. Line. Oh, you are leaving ESPN to go to ESPN Bet. No thanks. Here, you. Line started at okay. All right. I'll allow it, but it did not change from the time I pulled this up because I watched you making your picks over here. I'll put 34 on there, even though you're gonna lose that anyways. Okay. So I have Penn State minus 4.5 over USC. Let me see if I got an extra free half point or something in there like Seth did. No. Okay. Penn State over USC. I know. Look at I'm very sassy today. Ole Miss minus 3.5 over LSU, and Utah minus 4 over Arizona State. That's the tomorrow night game. That's a Friday night game.
Okay.
Nice.
So I think Utah has a bounce back. I mean, it's pretty tough to do anything in the Big 12 right now because it's literally a crapshoot for every game that's played right now. But yeah, last thing we got on the agenda, boys, is that score prediction for the Red River Shootout. What do you guys got?
This was like I think I said it earlier. It was hard for me to pick what our offense is going to be able to do, but I feel like I'm playing it safe, and I went 34-14 Texas. So nothing extravagant, pretty safe pick.
Okay.
I got 38-10 Texas. I think it's a little close at the start, first quarter into the half. Like it stays within striking distance, and then Texas defense shows up second half, offense shows up second half. We pull away to a comfortable win, 38-10.
Boys, I haven't ever been able to do this. This is going to be a rivalry game. We always know this game is close, right? Until this year. We've talked about it from the start of the season. I've never been more confident in this football team, even in Mississippi State. We would have lost that game in years before with as bad as the first half as that was. But no, we just figured out how to just make it a measly little win. And Saturday is not going to be any difference. I don't care what defense you have. We've seen it. It's not that great. You've got a quarterback that doesn't have a whole lot of playing time right now. And you've got a Texas defense that you're sleeping on also. We're better on both sides of the ball. We are your daddy. We will continue to be your daddy. After we demolish you here, you won't be able to recruit. This is your time to go figure out if you're going to the Big Ten or not, because you're not going to be welcome here. Boys, my score prediction is a little light. It's 48-10. Texas rolls. I don't care if we score 7 points in the first half. It will be 48-10 by the end of the game because we will roll over this defense. We will make them tired. Quinn will come in. Arch will also be in this game. You guys will, we'd rather have Arch. We'd rather have Quinn. Well, we're going to make you decide on that because we're going to put both of them in and have both of them run off on you. And I can't wait to see what T-shirts you come up with next because you won't be able to make one this year. So 48-10 is my pick. OU, you suck. And I can't wait to see you cry on Saturday. Clip it. Bookmark it. I'll put it in Twitter. This is what's going to happen.
I love it, man.
All of you guys have been in this YouTube comments on our little hype videos and poor production. Oh, yeah, you don't recognize talent because you got none on the field because they're all on the injured list. Sorry. I've been waiting a long time for that. Don't worry. Wait till Georgia. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, you've been trolling on Twitter all week, huh?
Yeah, it's been fun. I have many bookmarks on Twitter. I can't wait to unleash on Saturday. All right. You guys got anything else?
Can't wait for Saturday, man.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to be going live.
We're going live at 1:00, live from the house. We will have a couple special guests here also to join in for the special occasion. And it's going to be one hell of a day. I can't wait. Until then, we'll bookmark that, but we'll see you on Saturday, boys. Hook 'em.
Man.
And OU sucks.